What's going on, everybody? It's Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of Unscripted. Listen, it's Tuesday nights. You know what that means. I have some of the biggest, the baddest, the best wrestlers of today and yesteryear, and tonight is no different. You know, it's interesting because I started talking to this person on the phone earlier this year, and this guy's a busy man at the sharp young age of 81 years old. He is still doing his thing, training. He's the trainer of trainers. You know, it's interesting because of schedules conflicting. We finally got on the phone today after like 4 times talking to each other. Finally had schedules that line up for tonight. This guy is doing a lot to be on the show tonight, adjusting his schedule. So I want to thank him so much. He is a wonderful trainer, a nice guy. I've talked on the phone a few times now. He's former WWE star and current WWE Hall of Famer. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the trainer of trainers, Johnny Rodz.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Chris, what's going on, Dr. Chris?
Good
to see you,
man. Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
All good. I see you putting me over too good, and then I'm going to start jumping up and down.
Good stuff,
I mean, when I get out of here, it'll be, I don't know, close to 12 o'clock or over, and I'm glad because there would be no traffic. So I hope the cops don't catch me doing 75 miles an hour to get home. You know.
There you go.
All
right, let's get into
these questions.
All right. Greetings from. Oh, he's talking.
I have it in my office, so I'm still sitting in my office. I got a long way to go.
Yes, indeed. All right, let's go with the first question. Greetings from Puerto Rico. Roto's asking, what were your favorite top 4 feuds all time? And if you can help any wrestler now, who would it be and why?
You saying from Puerto Rico? What was that? They said being from Puerto Rico. You said.
Yep. What were your favorite top 4 feuds of all time? And if you could help any wrestler now, who would it be and why?
Help any wrestler. Right now, I'm helping a whole bunch of wrestlers. Not the wrestlers that are already professional wrestlers. I mean, why should I help them in any way? I mean, they already in the business. Real quick, before we even start, I got one big giant guy right behind me because he's waiting for me because he's staying with me. I said, don't leave me alone in this big place. I don't know if you know anything about Gleason's Gym. This place is huge. And when you guys were talking to me earlier, I said, I thought we were going to do something earlier. I said, we got a lot of noise going on. We went to a lot of training. How many guys we had here today, Teddy? 15. And we're in the ring. I said, all right, let's have some fun because I got to stay here. I'm going to introduce you to one guy, a big giant guy right behind me. This is Country Boy Teddy from Virginia. I guarantee you that in about, I don't know, I hope a year from now, 2 years from now, you're going to be trying to get this guy in your podcast because he is doing good. How tall are you now?
6'5", 6'4", 6'5".
And this is going to be one of the stars that's going to come out from the Well Unpredictable Wrestling. Teddy, just wait till these guys because later on they're going to be trying to get you. So now you have him saying hello to you. And he's helping me with this thing that we're doing here because I thought maybe my phone wasn't going to work here. And he says, well, let's try it because his work and mine sometimes goes wacky. So today is working perfect. So I guess you're lucky.
Very nice. Thank you very much for that, man. What's his name again?
I don't know any wrestlers out there right now. You ask me who can I help? I like to help my striker because one of my guys, and I saw him at the new company, and I want to know what is it that he's doing around there. I don't know if you guys have seen him lately, but he's been hanging around in the new company. Why hasn't he?
You said Matt Striker?
Yes, because I think he was working with them, but I'd like to know and help him out. I said, why you tried to go over there when you could stay with Vince?
Last time I heard about Striker, he was doing some work in Impact about a couple years ago as a commentator.
Yeah, well, then I saw him in ACW.
AEW.
Yeah, AEW, whatever. I saw him working there with with Tazz and those guys.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in AEW.
You didn't see him? I thought I did.
No, I didn't see him in AEW. Guillermo's asking, how was training Vince Russo, bro?
I was training with Vince. Why is everybody after Vince Russo? He's a nice guy.
I agree. He's a friend of mine. I do 3 shows with him.
Training with Vince Russo. Vince Russo came to me quite a few years ago when we were in the other place, and he brought in two big guys. One was a judo karate guy, and the other one was a bodybuilder. And he was doing. He wanted to be managing them, and he was doing all kinds of deals with them. And he walked in my office. I didn't know him from Adam, and he says, "I'm the manager with these guys. I signed contract with them, and I went to train them, and I'm paying half. He's paying half. I don't know." And I said, "Well, wait a minute. How are you going to be manager with these guys? What do you know about pro wrestling managing? I mean, you have to be in the business yourself, whether you're an ex-wrestler or somebody connected with the wrestling production that you can manage guys that are already big stars." I said, "That's the business itself." I said, "You have to be, actually, if I were you, I would join in the club. Let me teach you what the game is about, or help you with it, and then maybe you can manage these guys." And he did. And the 2 guys that he brought, and no more than I would say couple of months or 3 months, these guys were gone. I never saw them again. He kept hanging with us, and before you know, he was in WWE. This is Vince Russo beginning, and I don't know what he's done. He used to write stories, whatever he did. He had a video store where he sells all kinds of videos in Long Island. And then funny thing, this guy who walked in not knowing anything, just because he hung out with me, and he did what I guess a couple of years, and then he took Big Vito, one of my students, and he hung out with him, and I have no idea what they did. Before you know, they're both working in WWE, and the rest is history with them. The funny part about it is that he's done quite a bit of running around, not only with WWE, but a couple of different companies. So listen, you got to give him some credit. Not everybody makes it that far.
Yeah, I agree. Vince has been a head writer for WCW and also Impact Wrestling, or TNA, and WWE. So he was head writer.
I'd like to know where he's at now.
He's not doing anything now. He works with me. Me and him, we do 3 podcasts a week. He has his own podcast channel, Russo's Brand and Channel Attitude. So we do 3 podcasts a week.
He's going to be around. I guess he's going to be around a long time messing around with wrestling, because once you got it in your blood, you never quit.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's see here. All right, Aaron's asking, can you talk about your time as Java Ruuk wrestling Roddy Piper and then becoming his manager, I guess. Then him becoming your manager.
Well, him becoming my manager, Roddy Piper was in LA in 1976 already when I got there. I don't know. I think maybe he was here a year and a half. He's from Canada. He's a Canadian Scotsman. He was young, very young. I wind up going there because they wanted to bring in some kind of Arab gimmick, because the original Sheik, remember him? He was there, I guess. I don't know, because they're doing too much blood and the houses start going down or something like that. That happens in every territory when you have a good worker and he sells out and for years, and all of a sudden too much of the same thing. A lot of fans decide to think, stinks. I've seen that already. That's with anything else. You eat too much steak, you don't like no steak. But here's what happened. The promoter, Mike LaBelle, decided that he wanted somebody different, but he didn't want no blood. And no, none of that blood stuff. And Vince McMahon senior who I was with him for quite a while, and I did Java Ruuk in Pittsburgh and Cleveland for different promoters for a little bit, just not that much. I wasn't doing it, I never got off with it. It was just a tryout thing. They decided that if I want to go there and do this Java Ruuk thing, I went there and it got over like $1 million because I don't know, maybe I'm a hell of a worker. I don't know what to tell you. All I know is that I decided, what the heck can I do being an Arab? Except put a headpiece on it and buy a blanket, a carpet, and put it on the floor and pray to the east side and then do hoo hoo and whatnot. For some reason, maybe I am a great worker in the sense of getting the people to believe that I was so real. And then at the same time that I'm doing this, real Arabs came around and tried to take me out and have a little feast but what happens now is, how can I be with some Arabs who got money and want to take me out for a steak dinner, and I can't even speak one word that says halas, which means that's it, that's it. And I learned that so I can say hala hala, that's it, which is the people, anybody who speaks Arab say, oh, he's real, because I look like one of them. The thing is, it got over. I got over because I win the battle royale. But here's what happened. I need a manager. I need somebody to talk for me. I need somebody to push. And Piper was a good talker always. And he was young. He wasn't doing nothing, but he didn't even have a visa. I mean, green card, whatever the heck it is. Because if you're a Canadian and they give you a working visa, maybe for half a year or a year, the funny part about it is that he needed one. He was disgusted about working and not making the money. He wanted to leave. He wanted to go home and drive a truck. And I said, no, I think that you and I could do this together good. And let's go to the office and find out. Maybe I'm going to ask him to be my manager and talk for me. And, he's a hell of a talker. And with that pipe and everything, it's almost like the Scotsman controlling the Arab or something, like the movie bullshit. So it was a great idea coming out of my head. We went there twice. No, next minute they wanted to do it. They decided with the Winston cigarette, I'd rather switch than fight with the cowboy. Remember that? Okay. It was their idea. Well, me and Piper look at each other. Wow, that was a great idea. And they did it. 3 men, I beat the shit out of him. Before you know, Piper said, I'd rather switch than fight. Well, brother, like wildfire, we got over like $1 million. We were so good over that we went to Lancaster and Bakersfield, and then they did some main events over there on TV. Well, the Mexicans were really shooting at us. Just hit the wood on the bleachers, and believe me, that's hot. So that's the beginning of Roddy Piper being part of my life in Java Ruuk. But also, I'm not going to put out the story of why I left LA when I was #1 for 1 year. That's one time a year, every year, 22-man battle royale. You win that battle royale, you're the biggest name in the whole world. Every promoter wants to book you for a week, a day, an event, a month, as long as they can get you. In 1976, that's good money. That's good money. But I'm not going to put out the story why I left, why I came home back to New York and do that stuff, because it doesn't belong to anybody's mind, because that's my life. I broke it off. I went back in '77 and then fixed the bridge for Vince McMahon and them, because I'm a good, I have to do my job, and I did it. I didn't have to leave them hanging. And that's the end of Java Ruuk. But yet, the little bit I did, so many years ago, we're talking 40, probably almost 47, 46, 47 years ago, people now finding out, oh, gee, I didn't know Johnny Rodz was Java Ruuk. Well, who? Yes, I was, Johnny.
Very nice. Kelvis is asking,
The little bit that I did with that, 40 some years later, people still trying to figure it out. I didn't know that Johnny Rodz was Java Ruuk. That's how good the Java Ruuk performer was. And
yeah, you worked. You're really good.
to become an Arab, it was Guido Mungo, the Mongols, Guido and Peppo Mungo. It was Guido's idea. I did that for him in Pittsburgh the first time on TV. We tried to figure out, Johnny, what can we do with you? I said, I want you to be I went and cut a piece of the thing for the bed, the sheet in the bed, the white blanket. I cut it in half. I cut it again. I folded it in a triangle. I put it in my head. I made something with the head. I figured out the Java Ruuk name, and he said, that's good enough for me. Well, I was in Pittsburgh doing TV in Cleveland. We did it for a little bit, and that was it. And then Vince never did it in New York. I mean, you know, everybody in New York knows who Java Ruuk, who Johnny Rodz is anyway.
Let's see. Next question. Kelvin is asking, how was it training Tazz and Tommy Dreamer?
Well, Tazz is Tazz is one of the oldest students, even before I even came to Gleason's gym. I've been with Gleason's gym now. It's going to be 37 years. Tazz was before that. Tazz was a year before that when I was on the other side of Brooklyn here. And at that time was Damien Demento. There was the Rhinos, and there were Twin Towers, and Tazz was there also. But Tazz came with me to Gleason's gym, which is, like you said, and it's 37 years ago I was with Tazz training with me. Tazz was one of the smallest guy in the group of maybe 25 or 30 guys. The rest of the guys are all giant, like the kid that are just like Teddy, country boy Teddy here, the kid that you just saw. And this kid over here, it's 6'5", 254 pounds. He's from Virginia. He's a real cowboy. I had guys like his size and even bigger. I have the Rhinos. Those guys are all close to 500 pounds apiece, and tag teams, they wear all kinds of gimmicks. I had quite a few guys, and Tazz was involved. Tazz was the smallest guy. Him and I were the smallest guy in the whole freaking club. And guys used to pick on him, and he always, whenever he came in late, we started at 2 o'clock, and by the time he got from work, it was 4 o'clock, the guys like, come on, you million, get in the ring, and they were all making fun of him. He quit 5 times. He went home during the time. He kept coming back and complaining. The funny thing about it, the guys that make fun of him, they were as big as country boy Teddy here. They didn't make it, but yet Tazz did make it. He kept coming, he kept taking the beating, he kept going. And look, he made it all the way to whatever he wanted. This is the way, that's why I'm training people. When somebody sees somebody, just because they don't have the size or they look stupid when they're training or he has no brain, you never know who's going to make it. And I've been doing it for so many years. I want to tell you one thing. Do you guys know anything about SD Jones?
Yeah, Special Delivery Jones, absolutely.
And where does he come from?
Is he one of your boys?
Oh, okay. So you guys don't know the history of SD Jones. Nobody knows, huh?
No, I just know that he was enhancements talent in WWE.
58 years ago, I went to the Bronx to do a little favor for a group, a bunch of Puerto Rican guys in the Bronx that they had some kind of a dinky club, and I knew them from hanging around. You know, nice, a bunch of nice Puerto Rican guys, and they had this Mickey Mouse club that they did shows on the weekend and stuff like that. And they had some guys that did a little bit here and there. But here's what happened. They asked me, maybe you could come down, help us out because, you know, we want to draw a little bit. So I decided to go help them out a little bit. But who am I going to work? And they put about 3 or 4 guys together, Puerto Rican guys, and then they put SD Jones in there, and I looked at him. He looked like he weighed about maybe 145 pounds, maybe 6'3", and so I looked and said, "Who do you want to work with? Those guys?" I said, "I'd take the fellow there, the black fellow." He goes, "No, but he just started. He don't know much." And then the other guys, I said, "But no, but I think, oh, but you could get a better match." I said, "No. Let me work with him. I could get a match with him. Don't worry." Well, I took and have a little match with him, no problem. He got so excited that he says, "Maybe you could help me out." And then I had some basement, a couple of mats in the basement where I live in New York, and took over some guy who has some Mickey Mouse gym under the building where my son was born, and he's 59 years old now. So it's before that. It's 58 years back. So the funny part about it, I said, "Look, I got this place here. I just got it. The guy lost it because some guy used to use it for weightlifting, heavy weightlifting. I used to do heavyweight stuff, and the super said you could keep it and pay the rent and keep the place and weights and everything. It was a good deal for me, so I got it. So I tell Leslie Jones, well, come on down, pay the rent for 2 months, which was $250, and I'll help you out. No more than 2.5 months. Gorilla Monsoon needed some kind of a substitute down in Trenton, New Jersey, and he asked me because he knew I knew, I always try to help guys out or get guys, and I said, okay, maybe I bring the guy. So me and Pedro Morales got him. We brought him in, and Gorilla Monsoon goes, "Did you bring me the guy?" And I said, "Sure, I got him right here." And he says, "Hey, fella, what's your name?" He goes, "Ephraim Conrad." And I said, "What was that?" Gino was always a comedian, and he had heavy glasses, what do you call Coca-Cola glasses? When he's gonna read, he used to look like this to be able to read. And he's looking at names. So he says, "What kind of name is that?" He said, "What was that?" "Ephraim Conrad." "Well, Johnny, what kind of name is?" Because he's from,
Trinidad, I believe.
not Trinidad. He's the Caribbean guy. So they speak fast, you understand? Mm-hmm. So he goes, what kind of name is that? Because he didn't understand it. I said, "Chino, you asked me to bring you a guy, and I brought him to you. Here it is, special delivery." So he goes, "Special delivery, Joan, and you're working with him 20 minutes. So that's the beginning of SCG.
Very nice.
And I'm the one that brought.
You say you're the one that brought it.
If I didn't help him out and run him in and into the business, you never would have known him, because he would have never made it.
Yes. All right. A couple more before I let you go, man. I know you got to get the going. Let's see. Bad Zodiac said, remember Johnny Rodz faced Hulk Hogan almost right after his WWF title city in February 1985. How was it working with Hulk Hogan?
How do I work with Hulk Hogan? I like to know how did I love working with him? Oh, I like.
Yes. He was from Antigua and Barbuda, is what S.D. Jones was from, by the way.
Yeah, he's from Antigua. Yes, that's what he's from. Yeah. And how do I work? I like to work with. Wait a minute. How do I like to work with Hulk Hogan? When Hulk Hogan came in from whatever he came in from Bengania to New York, he came to Philadelphia. The night that he came in there with brace in his head, and he didn't look the way you guys know him. I was there, and then he worked with somebody. They put him over, ready to work with it, and then I didn't work with him that night. But then I worked with him other nights when they want to put him over, so to see how much he could get over with. Well, guess who tested him to his beautiful Vince McMahon, the unpredictable Johnny Rodz. And guess what? If I wasn't a nice guy, he would have never got over. Okay, and if he wants to come over, I'm still here. He could get. I got a ring over here. He could get in the ring with me, and I'll put him over again.
You heard it first here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and Hogan, if you're listening, I'm still here, brother. I'm coming down. I'm get you.
Was he easy to get along with early in his WWE career?
Who, Hogan? If he gets along with who? With me?
Yeah, was he easy to get along with?
Oh no, he's beautiful. Why not? Hogan was Hogan, and Vince made him the biggest, right? And so I mean, what do you say? You know how many people came in and how to go? I would say how to go through me or how to work with me to get over. I don't know. I can't count no more. I mean, I worked with a lot of guys that got over. Tommy, Dick, and Harry, and then some.
Yes,
I'm
indeed.
putting myself over, but I work with Tommy, Dick, and Harry, and everybody said, Johnny, why did you lose to that guy? I said, I don't know.
I don't know. Ask Vince.
I don't know if you ask Vince, he probably tells you nothing. Because Vince don't know nothing about.
How was it working with Vince Jr. compared to Vince Sr.?
No, Vince, the father was a gentleman and scholar, Vince Jr. decided to be take it to the moon, the business, he took it all the way to the sky.
Was he nice? Was he how was his aura?
I mean, I worked with the father for so many years and help so many people get over. So what the heck is the big deal? Everybody knows about the business, or they think they know.
Our last question of the night is from Elvis. What did you think about what did you like about the cat, Ernie Ladd, Big Cat, and Rocky Johnson?
And that's my man. That was my man. That was beautiful guy, man. Ernie the Man Cat. Now, baby, he was a beautiful guy, man. I miss him. I miss the man. He's a nice man. He's you can't say nothing. He's just a great guy, we were around here for a couple of years, and you can't say he was what he was. Very cool, very gentleman, everything.
Well, Johnny, it's been a pleasure being on chatting with you and have you on tonight. Is there anything you want to promote before we hop off?
Promote, I asked you before, do you know anything about Gleason's Gym?
I do.
The world famous Gleason's Gym has been around for 100 years. We're here on 130 Water Street in Brooklyn, New York, where they call Dumbo, right between the two bridges. I've been here now. It's going to be 37 years with Gleason's Gym. I know Gleason's Gym people for more than 55 years. That's why I'm here. I've been here. I got the key to the place. The only reason why I got the key to the place because people come. Today, when you called me, we had 15, 16 guys in the ring jumping around. And I'll tell you, it's been like that for all these years and then some. We got plenty of people here. This is the place that you really want to do the hardcore game. This is it. This is a hardcore gym. The world famous Gleason's Gym. And the World Unpredictable Wrestling is right here for that many years. Tazz, Damien Demento, the Dudleys. The Dudleys are the biggest tag team, the most awarded tag team champions in the world. And then Hall of Famers came out of Gleason's Gym with the unpredictable Johnny Rodz. And everybody's not. Tommy Dreamer is still going strong. He's Bill DeMott, you name them, they're all here. And you know that. You know how many people came out of here. And they're still coming. And I'm hoping that my big boy, country boy Teddy, he's a cowboy. He's from Virginia. He's a real cowboy. He reminds me of Mulligan. I love this guy. This guy is a real Mulligan. Mulligan, there's another big man, and his son is and everybody. The best of the best, I dealt with it, and I hang around with it, and I rode up and all over the place. Halfway around the world, I've been with a lot of people. And Rocky Johnson, my man, God bless him. I hope he's in heaven, all right? I those guys, Mr. Fuji, the best. I love Mr. Fuji. I'll be listening to me, Mr. Fuji.
Johnny, it's been a pleasure coming coming on the show tonight, man. Thanks a lot.
Okay, Chris, you take care. God bless you. Merry Christmas. And you guys have a good Happy New Year, okay?
You too, my man. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, brother.
All right.
All right.
Bye.